the Do It All Boys are back in town again. Yes, sir. We have more adventures from the fictional town of Martindale. Now, let me tell you this. Here is the synopsis of what we got going here on our next community project by the Smith brothers here. As far as community theater goes, well, they've took it one more notch. They've got community movies. And so here is what's going on. The small, humble town of Martindale is plagued by flesh-eating killer cicadas. That's what I said, killer cicadas. After two dim-witted servicemen sprayed the cicadas with chemicals, mistaking them for pesticides, these little buggers mutated into an uncontrollable size. And soon the planet is in peril as the colossal cicadas, that's a hard word to say, colossal cicadas, effortlessly demolish buildings and crush poor citizens. It seems that the only way that they can stop this is by employing the services of one man. And can he stop it before it's too late? Will he be able to save the day? Well, you don't have to come to the Reeves Theater on August 9th to find out. And I have my good friends here who do such a good job with these movies, Matt and Myron Smith. We want to welcome you guys to the show again. I always look forward to having you fellas on. That's always a lot of fun. You did another one. That's really cool. Yeah. So now, I gave you the little Reader's Digest condensed version of it. What is your take on the way this movie goes? Is there anything that you want to tell the folks to entice people to check out the Killer Cicadas?
Well, after your performance, that's a tough act to follow, I have to say.
Oh, well, tell me about it.
Well, for one, I was going to say, you remember when we first got the big horde of stink bugs in the area. And I heard a couple years back, a year back when we were making this movie, that they're creating microscopic bees to destroy the stink bugs. Did you ever hear about that?
No, I sure didn't.
Right. So in our story, the killer cicadas are there to destroy these microscopic bees. So see there, that's kind of therein lies some of the inspiration. People are always wanting to tamper with nature.
Yeah.
So it's a good little social commentary as well as a good sci-fi comedy for people to enjoy.
Now I was wondering though, we had an infestation of cicadas. What's it, 11-year-old cicadas that come? I think
17 years.
17 years. It's 17 years. So did that in any way inspire you guys to do this movie?
Yeah, definitely. We had them here for a while, a couple weeks, and then I think he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, what do you think of this idea?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That sounds crazy."
What are you talking about? This was your idea.
Well, we got to be both our idea because we started working with it, building little sets like houses with cicadas on cars and things. Yeah. They start off regular size, but we play these two dim-witted servicemen that spray them with the chemicals mistaken for pesticides, so they become giant mutated killer cicadas.
So it just makes it worse.
Yeah, we got an even bigger problem on our hands now.
Well, now with the thing, I think it was back at Oktoberfest. You guys did a little rap to the Killer Cicadas, and that was how long ago have you been starting working on this program?
Well, that was when the cicadas came out in, was it May of last year?
Last year, and I think they were a little late. I think it was more like June or something, but maybe it was like May or something, May, June. But last year during the infestation, that's when the idea came up. We started filming just things with them just right away.
Yeah.
And just got as much as we could, until they were gone, because they only stick around about a month.
Yeah.
And then once they were gone, then we wrote a story to base on all the action shots that we got. So we actually kind of did it backwards, but it worked out as a pretty neat experiment.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with some folks about it the other day, telling them what an exciting movie that's going to be. I really am a big fan of you guys. I think you guys do such a wonderful job with with your movies. And I think one thing we always like to do when I have you guys on is you take a lot of pictures and things of things as they're progressing your production here. And so let's take a few. I guess take a look at a few shots here, and you sort of tell the folks what's in the picture.
Okay. This is Mark Rainey. He plays the Professor Dr. Werner von Schwarztoten, who's the mad scientist.
So he's the one man who can save the day?
Well, no, he's the one man. He's the reason for the problem. He's the start, the root of the problem.
I think I heard him come in the door a few minutes ago, so he's here. He's going to be on.
Right, he's actually just going to be on here with us a little later.
Cool.
And he's as a writer. He's done some numerous books, editor of Death Row magazine, and we wrote in the part, and it just said Professor.
Yeah.
I sent him the script. He kind of sent him back like he actually gave him a name and wrote a lot more to him.
So so his character sort of developed as
right after that. So yeah, we let quite a few of the actors kind of help develop their own characters on this, and it's pretty cool. We were able to do that. We're pretty flexible on this.
See, that's one thing I think is really interesting about that. You don't really write a script and then it's etched in stone. So the actors sort of collaborate in the unfolding of the story, so to speak. So you're talking about Mark, his character. You wrote more parts for it as the story went on. So is that really coming from the creativity of the actor? Do they come up with things that you never thought of, or you get them to do a scene and they don't do it the way you said it, but that's better, let's do it that way?
Oh no, that definitely happens lots of times. And one thing about it is, one thing that helped us have a lot more fun creating this film, with our first title, Young Blood, Evil Intentions, we had a well-developed script before we even did our first casting call. And people would have suggestions, and sometimes we would be able to use them. But a lot of times, they might not have had a full handle on the character like we did. We already had this mental image of what they were like in our minds. But with Invasion of Killer Cicadas, we're able to take a lot more input from our actors. And it definitely, it makes for a fun project when you can, see combined efforts. But in the original script, I don't think we had even originally intended for him to have a German accent. So now he's full, when you view the trailer, he's the full German there. And before we were just going to make him the Professor. So it definitely I think it definitely helps, and it's fun to let other people have a say, because I always hate to shoot down any idea, but with something like Invasion of Killer Cicadas, we can be a lot more welcoming of people's thoughts.
It was sort of a collaborative effort.
Flexible with the script.
You're talking about that. I don't know if you ever knew this story, but the guy who wrote Smokey and the Bandit was a friend of Burt Reynolds, and he was living with Burt Reynolds. And Burt Reynolds got a big giant hotel for a house, and so he'd been living there. And so when he got the green light for to produce Smokey and the Bandit, he got all his friends to be in it, and Jackie Gleason and Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds. And it's really interesting how that developed. They just loosely used the script as a guide, and he went on talking about how he never knew what he was going to get, because you get all these talented guys in one place and they're doing something silly. They just kind of feed off each other, and you start to shoot something one way, and then you end up with something completely different that's completely better. And really cool stuff. It really is. Let's see here. What else we got picture-wise here? Let's see. Well, now, you got some really interesting artwork here in this. Can you tell me a little bit about how this artwork got that bug looks sort of familiar here. Seemed like I remember seeing something like that on Saturday mornings when I was a kid.
Yeah, he looks looks kind of like Zorak from Space Ghost. The person who did Space Ghost Coast to Coast, the animator, actually does the voice for Zorak, does the voice for Cecil the Cicada. And since he has a similar voice and everything, we thought it should be like a similar looking character there.
Yeah.
Our friend Corey Greer and Roanoke actually did the animation for Cecil the Cicada.
Cecil I'm having trouble saying.
You're not the only one. It's okay.
Cicada. It's hard to say all of that. Let's see, I got one here I want to play here if I can find it. There we go. We're talking about the person who is the voice of Zorak, and that is C. Martin Croker. And now his name is Clay Martin Croker, better known as C. Martin Croker. He's an animator and a voice actor on various Adult Swim programs. He's best known for voicing Zorak and Moltar on the Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Now, if folks don't know what that is a well, it used to be a real cool show. They have got the old Saturday morning cartoon of Space Ghost, and they turned him into a talk show host. And the folks that he was used to fight against on the TV show are like part of the entourage that accompanies the talk show host. And Zorak, I think he's a keyboard player, and he sits in the corner there playing keyboards. And I always thought that was really cool. And he is Clay voices Zorak and also Moltar. And he's been responsible for a whole lot of the new animation for Space Coast or Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Clay animated various TNT tunes, promos for TNT, and in the early 1990s he helped animate and design the bumpers for the Cartoon Network during the image change back in 1998. Clay has worked on various commercials and advertising featuring well-known cartoon characters, but his voice for Zorak is one that I think is pretty cool, and here is a sample of his voice style.
You know, the smell of frozen snow always brings back the memories of when I was a little space ghost in the choir. Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Gabba gabba hey, gabba 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 hey.
That's not how it goes.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Moltar, start over. Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Gabba hey, 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 hey.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
Gabba hey, hey, hey.
Don we know our gay apparel.
Gabba hey, click, 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 hey.
Troll the ancient Yuletide carol.
Gabba hey, hey, hey.
Don we know our gay apparel.
Gabba hey, hey, hey.
Troll the ancient Yuletide carol.
Gabba hey, hey, hey. Gabba hey, hey, hey.
See the blazing Yule before us.
Gabba hey, hey, hey.
Strike the harp and join the chorus.
Gabba hey, hey.
Follow me in merry measure.
Gabba hey, hey.
While I tell of Yuletide treasure.
Gabba hey, hey, hey. Gabba hey, hey.
Don we know our gay apparel.
Gabba hey, hey, hey.
Don we know our gay apparel.
Gabba hey, hey, hey.
Don we know our gay apparel.
Gabba hey, hey. Gabba hey, hey, hey.
That just didn't sound right.
Click.
Christmas is a warm time of togetherness and family, of love and happiness. You know, that reminds me of the time Moltar escaped.
Hey, Zorak!
Shut up.
Hey, why you always tell me to shut up?
Because you're annoying.
I'm not annoying. I just like my mashed potatoes. Hey, sweet potatoes.
Hey, I wrote that song and I never get credit.
Can I have a hamburger?
I can hash cheeseburger.
Where's Space Ghost at?
We couldn't afford it.
Oh, Philly.
There you go. Man. All right. It's great meeting you.
Join us for the next workshop in the Leadership Essentials series, Effective Leadership, August the 25th, facilitated by David Dickerson, CEO of Business Results Training. The workshop is held at the West Piedmont Business Development Center, 22 East Church Street, from 9 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Call the Chamber office at 276-632-6401, Robbie Knight at 276-252-7015, or visit www.martinsville.com to RSVP. Brought to you by the Martinsville and Henry County Chamber of Commerce, the West Piedmont Business Development Center, the West Piedmont Workforce Investment Board, and presented by jobs.martinsville.com. If you're looking for a good deal on a set of new or used tires, then we invite you to come by and see Gill's Tires, located conveniently at 711 Memorial Boulevard in Martinsville. At Gill's Tires, we specialize in used tires, and when it comes to tires, we know quality, and we take pride in making you a satisfied customer. We're ready to meet any of your tire needs. Harry Gill has years of experience in the tire industry, so rest assured that your vehicle is fitted properly. Good tires improve gas mileage and reduce service costs. So call Gill today, 618-2048 or 632-0836. We look forward to being of service.
God is gonna finish just what He started, even though the waters got to be parted. Lift up your heads, don't be brokenhearted. God is gonna finish what He started in you.
Join us for New Live with Pastor Terry Knighton, Sunday nights at 8 p.m. here on TV 40.
I'm Buzz Aldrin, and over the years I've learned that in space or on the ground, there is no substitute for experience. If you're a small business owner just getting started or trying to grow, contact SCORE, America's volunteer counselors to small business. They can help you in every aspect of your business, and it's free.
Contact a SCORE counselor. Call 800-634-0245 or visit score.org.
Martinsville SCORE is located in the Chamber of Commerce building on Broad Street. Counseling is available each Thursday at 12 noon on a first-come, first-served basis. Phone 632-6401 for more information.
Henry Repeating Arms is a family-owned business.
At Henry, we make sure that each part of every rifle is made in America.
Like gun barrel quality steel from Ohio, brass castings from Pittsburgh, and the finest American walnut from Missouri. We deliver an American-made rifle that you would be proud to own.
To own your own piece of American history, call now for your free Henry catalog and a list of dealers in your area, plus a free decal. Call now.
Elise Rainey with another Action News traffic update. Let's take a look at the 220 Parkway going north. As you can see, traffic is at a complete stop due to a swarm of giant-sized cicadas blocking access to all lanes northbound. As far as an alternate route, both the 57 and the 58 roadways are blocked as well. Folks, the DOT is encouraging everyone, if at all possible, to stay home and off the roads. This has been Elise Rainey with your Action News traffic update. Back to you, Jamie.
Our big story tonight is, well, you guessed it, cicadas. Most of you are familiar with the 17-year cicadas. Well, this year from Martindale to Washington, D.C., we have all been the unlucky recipients of killer cicadas. Killer cicadas have the ability to bite and inject venom. To make matters worse, these cicadas have grown to enormous size. Many of these bugs are as large as house pets, and others have been seen that are as large as automobiles. Our mayor recommends staying as far away as possible from these critters, even if it means moving to another location.
People of Martindale, stay calm, stay in your homes. There's nothing to fear from the cicadas. And if you're a little worried and you like pigs, we're having a pig roast, head on down to the beach. I'm going to be there. The whole staff is coming to the... Okay, it looks like we're going to go. Don't forget to vote. Everything's wonderful, Martindale.
Today, emergency vehicles and police were called to help a man who was eaten alive from the inside by a killer cicada. The worst part of all, it happened while he was on the toilet. Official details from authorities are unconfirmed, but it seems that the cicadas crawl through the pipes and then make an anal intrusion into the victim.
It's true.
How these cicadas got there is unknown, but many residents are becoming aggravated with the city, stating that more action should have been done to prepare. We have Dora Wren on the crime scene. Dora?
Sheriff, what is the police department doing about the killer cicadas?
You guys can just move right along. There's nothing more to see here.
Is it true that a mutated cicada crawled up a man's anus in this very bathroom?
No comment.
We want answers.
This is ridiculous.
What's
Come on, what's going on? You gotta do something about it.
Move along. No comment.
And if you want to go see the invasion of the killer cicadas, here's what you do. You go to the Reeves Theater, and that's going to be I guess a week from this coming Saturday, August 9th at 7 p.m. at the Reeves Theater in Uptown Martinsville. And if you're looking for tickets, you can get tickets available at Stafford's Music Center. And you want to give Stafford's, see if they've got tickets, you can give them a call at 276-656 1555. Also at What's Your Sign? And what is this online thing you guys got?
Oh, okay. That's like the link. It's to the website right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's from watching at home. It'd be hard to copy down, but you remember that, or it's actually part of YoungbloodMovie.com. That's what this link is, but you can get the tickets from there.
Yeah, and I would like to remind the folks too, if you know these boys, this is not their first rodeo here. They have their movie Youngblood Evil Intentions was all the buzz last year, and you're going to be selling these DVDs at the movie, are you not? That's cool. Yeah. And then, you know, if you want to find out more about that DVD, if you just go and start Googling around on your Facebook, I'm sure you will run right into these guys, and you can follow the links to wherever you they take you to get this to get a copy of this movie, which is a real funny movie. And I really do encourage folks to check that out, because I'll tell you what's really cool about this is that these guys right here are local fellas, and they involve a lot of people locally in the productions that they do, and as you can see, as you look through there, you're going to see a whole lot of people that are local. In this clip that we just showed a little while ago, I think the the newscaster and the cameraman looked a little familiar. You might have recognized that as being me and Bill, and that's a scene out of the movie, and I was so honored that these fellas invited me and Bill to have a little cameo in the movie. And so check that out. Again, you need to really keep that in mind, because they are going to be selling the Youngblood movies, and the Killer Cicadas is going to be this a week from this coming Saturday. That's August 9th, and we're hope we'll see you there. Okay, fellas. I was sort of curious. We played a clip on about Zorak, and you said that he's going to be voicing Cecil the Cicada. Tell me a little bit about how that's working.
Like just where it plays in the movie?
Yeah,
It's kind of like an intro. It's more, outro, but it just kind of, we decided since we could get him on there, we met him at an event and talked to him, and then once we decided to get the voice there, we said, well, let's just, make this just a little part of the movie, just something to tack on, make it that much cooler.
It helps tie the story together.
Yeah, it helps tell a few things, but it's like, it's just another step too, just adding animation to things.
I think
I've always wanted to be able to do before.
I think this is really cool that you have a guy that his one of his big bread and butter parts of his career has been playing a bug, and you got him being the voice of your bug. And interestingly enough, we've been looking at the picture of Zorak, and now is he a locust or a praying mantis?
Hey, let's see, Zorak is a mantis, and he's got to hang up about being called a locust too.
Yeah. And
just like Cecil the Cicada would. I think Mike could go and tell a little bit deeper. He probably knows a story about what he's, there's an argument there. But.
Well, I don't know. Well, I know a lot of people, especially, around here, some people call cicadas locusts.
Yeah.
And we've even heard, all sorts of mispronunciations, all the way from, cicadas to cicadas to cicadas, and I've even heard katydids and everything, and that kind of becomes a running joke in the film too, where everybody has their own pronunciation of cicadas. But no, that's kind of it. Just it's. I guess they both share that similarity that they're both insects. They're commonly confused for others because. Yeah, I think on Space Ghost they made a couple jokes where they called him a locust or something, and
Yeah.
He really didn't like that.
Well, now you have an interesting little present here that came from one of your fans here. So let me see if I can get a shot of this here. This is sitting here at the end of our table.
Oh yeah, I can hold it up too, if that helps.
Let's see if I can.
It's on this camera.
Not put it back where it was.
Okay, sure.
And then there. I get
there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friend Amanda Bowman made this for us, this model, and we decided we would go ahead and just bring it on the show today. We didn't, this isn't actually used in the film. We just received it today. And we've finished filming, but thought it'd be fun to bring it on the show.
Yeah, and these are apparently Spanish cicadas here.
Yeah, those are really thoughtful. We appreciate things like that. So it'll probably be a centerpiece on our kitchen table for a while. I'm imagining.
Yeah,
very well could be. I feel. Maybe you'll see it at the premiere up close.
Yeah, and in the movie we use a lot of small scale replicas and things like that to show the enormous cicadas. Kind of took a few routes, but we enjoy practical effects. The movie is kind of a throwback on older 50s sci-fi horror flicks. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the how you make the cicada come to life in the film.
Yeah, well, we used a few techniques. We, of course, use actual live cicadas, and of course, with the small-scale models, we put them together. So, we may have them, crawling on buildings, and of course, they, seem much larger than life. In other cases, we actually have a effects artist, Mike West, who made a few things for the film, and he constructed some cicada legs that can, be used in front of the camera to come after its victims, and just trick photography. So the cicadas in our films took multiple forms, but we also had a large cicada too.
Animation too. Some of them animated. props, puppet cicadas. So any medium by any means necessary. We made a move.
Well, I think we've sort of came to the time where it'd probably be good to actually show a clip from the movie. So let me see if I can roll up here where this clip is. And here we go.
Mom, help! These bugs are all on me! My daughter's in the backyard. We can't get nothing done with all these cicadas flying around. Get in there and exterminate them before they kill us all!
This way, dummy. We gotta go get the spray. Stupid cicada!
Take that, cicada scum.
It's hot.
Be careful.
Sheriff, what is the police department doing about the killer cicadas?
No comment. We want answers.
This is ridiculous!
Why is it now coming down? No one kill those cicadas!
Do I have to do everything around here? I'm gonna save this town. It's your fault!
Easy, buddy.
Get that mad scientist!
12 gauge explosive shell. So we have 3 bombs in here.
I hate those things. Me too.
This is too dangerous.
Sayonara, cicada.
Hey, everyone stand back. Don't want anyone getting hurt.
Take that! I can be a real buzzkill.
And if you'd like to give us a call here, the number to be on the show is 632-5433, or if you're calling out of the area, 866-670-5489. If you want to talk to Matt and Myron, here's the number, 632-5433, or 866-670-5489. I was noticing in that clip about the arms of the cicada. That's the thing we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So he made that. What do you say? Who made this again?
His name is Mike West,
Mm-hmm.
and I forget the city. I know he's in Ohio, so he actually shipped the parts to us. But it's made from, I think, it's like foam and latex, I want to say, and then I guess it's painted. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
Because the inside of it is all like foam. It's not like styrofoam, but it's something else. And then the outside, I think, is latex. And he did a really great job on it.
Well, let's see. Let's look at a few more pictures here, and you tell us a little bit more about the production here. Again, you got some really good artwork here. Who did your posters? It's good stuff.
All right. Well, just took these pictures, but these cicadas up here in the actual Photoshop designs by Donnie Maynard Christensen. Mm-hmm. Someone we met at a convention. Another filmmaker does animation and music for stuff. So he does some music for the movie too.
What made you think of green and black for the colors?
Well, it's like I guess you have the 17-year cicadas aren't green, but you have the green annual cicadas. And people think of bugs as kind of being green, and slime is green. So it all kind of works out.
When you have like radioactive
mutated
things, there are usually some kind of green ooze or green shiny things involved.
And there you guys are, just doing your craft. filmmaking here at local. That's the thing that I'm so impressed by. You guys do everything with local people. You get some sort of cool people from the outside to do special spots, but it is primarily shot here in Martinsville and with local folks. And that's one thing that's really cool about watching a movie that you guys made is, I've been there before. There's another place. And I think it's really cool. And you guys work really well with the folks. And do you find that people take direction pretty well?
Yeah, very much so. And even the cicadas take direction as well.
I thought about that. You guys, the cicadas have died off, and you guys had the cicadas throughout the movie, but you only had live cicadas for about a month. How did you do that?
So as much as we could done at that time for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. We just kind of we had no foresight into this. Just when the cicadas came, we just kind of dove right into it.
Yeah.
And just filmed as much with the cicadas as we could in that time. And it came out really well. And definitely all the people we worked with, it was definitely a great time because we're out on Church Street. We were directing the people. You're afraid of the cicada. Everybody scream, and everybody has fun doing that.
Yeah.
That's one thing too. Is every time you're done with a scene, everybody wants to talk to each other and be like, "Man, did you see what I was doing?" It is some. It definitely puts you in some situations you wouldn't normally be in, for sure.
Yeah, when sale on in the past, we ended up gathering up a little bucket of dead cicadas too.
Yeah.
Had to use them for a couple of things. Just tie them to string and move them around. Look like they're moving.
All right. Again, you have a pretty girl in the flick. Who is this?
This is Autumn Elliott, and her mother Barbara Elliott also appears in the film, and she is one of the early victims of the film, and we worked with her on Young Blood, Evil Intentions, and saw she had potential and wanted to put her in another part for Killer Cicadas.
I noticed a whole lot of scenes in this are rooftop scenes. Did you have any trouble getting permission to crawl around on top of roofs, or did you just do it and just hope everything was okay?
No, we had permission. It's all like either shot off of or up on top of that same building. It's Jefferson Plaza.
Yeah.
Like a great portion of our movies filmed in there. We got the Hugo's restaurant downstairs. The upstairs, there's a little meeting room. Several things are filmed right there in front of it or across the street from it.
Yeah.
Right there on top of it in different places. And the elevator. I think we used about every part of it.
When watching it, though, it does kind of almost give that feeling of kind of a renegade film.
Yeah.
It's just shot, by any means necessary. Did these guys really have permission to do this? But, working with, just Jefferson Plaza, Mervyn King, they're all great people, real cooperative. I really appreciate the cooperation we've gotten from people in this town.
Yeah.
And, when I was younger growing up, you always hear people put the town down and say that, they don't think that, that nobody wants anything cool in this town, for lack of a better word. But you come to find out that people really do enjoy these things. And, there are always those few that will, you can't do anything without offending someone.
Amen.
But there are a lot of people, I think. With our first film, we saw people coming through the door. A lot of them, familiar faces, but later be people we never seen before, and they all look real excited to come in and see something new and different. And it's a good thing. You
were talking about renegade films. Are you familiar with the film Tomorrowland?
Well, I think I might know what you're referring to, but it may have a different title. Are you talking about the horror film that was shot at Disney World?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Yeah, I forget Maybe it is called
People of Tomorrow, I think. Or something like that. Yeah.
Definitely, if you're to search on the internet or something and look up, horror film at Disney World, something will pop up. I've heard. I think Tomorrowland might be something different. I don't know, but either way, I have heard. I saw the trailer for it. It looks interesting.
Well, you know what was really cool about it was that they didn't get permission to do that. They just showed up and bought tickets to the park, and they shot the movie in the park. And I guess people have their camcorders all the time there, and nobody ever said anything to them. And sometimes I think it's easier to apologize than it is to get permission. I know there was one time years ago when I was filming a fire, and it was at some factory, and it was out in the county. Of course, they don't ever want any sort of negative PR. So I got my camera on my shoulder, and that was back in the day we had the big old pregnant, beta cams, and I'm shooting down at this fire, and I just see the security guard looking at me on the hill. And he started marching up that hill, and I'm doing close-ups of all the fire and stuff. And he got to me and says, "You need to leave, and leave right now." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I got everything I need. All right, let's look at some more pictures here and tell me what's going on with this right here.
Okay. This is one picture that we found. Is that one we found that day? Or is this just something we might have got online and pulled up?
Yeah, that's an awfully big cicada.
Yeah, I think that's the Australian cicada. They have some really big ones out there.
That thing is as big as your hand.
Really big.
Yeah, there's quite a few different breeds of cicadas. Honestly, I'm not sure the exact number, but it's definitely more than just the 17-year cicadas. It's kind of been a learning experience for us too. We're very cicada friendly. It may not seem like it with a film called Invasion of the Killer Cicadas, but we're,
no cicadas were harmed in this film.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Chris Harden.
Chris Harden here. He's a police officer in the movie. The one that we have, from Youngblood Evil Intentions, played by Cletus Earls, that was Sheriff Bacon. It doesn't say it anywhere, but we're assuming this is going to be his son, Junior Bacon, who just kind of is just there, when he's on the force too. This is the next one to come in,
Yeah.
Sometimes we're a little iffy when we start talking about something because we're like dying to tell spoilers, and then we're like, oh wait, we can't do that.
No, you don't want to give it away. But,
Yeah.
So Barbara Elliott, what does she do?
Yeah.
She's the mom of the other character with the cicada swarming her.
Oh yeah.
This is Penelope's mom. They're the ones that call us, the Do It All boys, to come over and exterminate the cicadas in their backyard, which causes the problem to become bigger.
Yeah.
So.
And we were talking about Sheriff Bacon a moment ago. Here is Cletus Earl doing crowd control. Cletus Earls. You might remember him from the Youngblood Evil Intentions, being the sheriff there. And so he's reprising his role, I suppose.
Yeah.
As well as this guy.
And, we shot this right here, which I think it's cool. You guys come to us when you want a television scene. But this is in the studio, the opposite of us. And I think you did good picking this because I used to produce a show for a good friend of mine, Doug Harrison, and he used to do the show from that studio, and he had always move all those flowers around because he said it looks like a funeral home. But it did look good because Robert Hobbs is playing a fire and brimstone preacher, and he does such a good job at that too. He's really can belt it out there, and so I was glad to see you contacted him too. And here's another familiar face here, Pete Wells, and he looks like he's bird watching. I guess he's cicada watching.
Yeah, we'll go with that. For the sake of the show.
Boyd watching, all right.
He's watching chicks. Okay. Tell me about Don Smith.
All right, that's Uncle there. He's playing this Unibomb character here, weapons dealer.
Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah, well, he's not the exact one, but it's supposed to have that same look, Yeah, well, it could be.
Strangely enough, I had someone else.
Kaczynski.
Yeah, I had somebody else say that he looked like Saddam Hussein, and it was like, look at you, is stereotyping here. It didn't even occur to me. He was supposed to be the Unabomber, but, or someone like that, just some mysterious, character, basically.
It is really funny how people will look at something and they'll get something completely different from the way you meant it.
Yeah. Obviously, he's not supposed to be the Unabomber, though, because, that's...
Okay, who is this pretty young miss?
Jenny Janetti. She's a model and wrestles, and she does all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And as well as acting. And so she's a girl in our music video, and she doubles as another part.
How do you meet these people? This is just really good. I mean, you get like
I think before
quasi-famous people. You know.
I think before we met Jenny, we were just trying to get people to do the try out for some parts for the role of Susie, the main female role of Killer Cicadas. And several people sent us some video interviews, and this is one of them. And there's Hugh Gomez, she plays Susie, that main character, and then John Price, he plays John, the Cicada Slayer.
The Cicada Slayer.
If you ever remember at the end of Youngblood, at the end of the credits, there's a guy like, I'm going to line my house up with garlic, and I got oak steaks. And, he's talking up like he's going to be the new vampire slayer in town or something. I guess he got there a little late.
Well, you take work where you can get it.
He's on time with this one.
Who is this?
Smokey Miles. You may remember him as Count Smokula.
Oh.
But it's the same guy. But just when he's not doing Count Smokula, he's Smokey Miles.
Oh.
And so he wrote a song for us.
Oh, yeah.
For this movie, too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's really good you got guys to help you with stuff like that. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this gentleman here, Stephen Mark Rainey, he's going to be our guest today. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Okay, tell me a little bit about his. So now he is the professor. He's got he ended up with a German accent. He didn't really plan on him being German to start with, but he sort of evolved into that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see what his German accent's like here after we take a commercial break. Here, we'll take this commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to have Mark Rainey on, and we'll see how good his German accent is.
Let's put him on the spot.
All right, let's see.
Join us for New Live with Pastor Terry Knighton Sunday nights at 8 p.m. here on TV 40.
Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-397-1789.
Do you have a car, a truck, a house, or a trailer you want to sell? Maybe you're looking for a fishing boat or a motorcycle. How about a home for that litter of puppies that the family dog just had? Or maybe you have a small business, you work out of your home, and nobody knows what you do. Well, the Martinsville Media Classifieds are for you. The program airs 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, live in the mornings on WHEE and WMVA radio stations and on TV 40. And it replays in the evenings on TV 40 for maximum exposure. And we'll advertise your items or your services for only $15 a week. That's $15 a week. It's simple. Just go to our website at martinsvillemedia.com and click on the forum, purchase your classified with a credit card online, or call us at 632-2152. Again, that's martinsvillemedia.com, click on forum, or call us at 632-2152. Don't waste time. Call today. Need a standing seam or a 3-foot wide metal roof for your home, farm, or business? Max Kendall Lumber in 10 now offers financing on metal roofs. Max Kendall makes 20 colors and a 45-year warranty on American-made metal roofing for all of your needs. Max Kendall meets or beats anybody's price on 10. They also carry rough, dressed, or treated lumber that you can't find anywhere else. Plus, they have a drive-through lumber yard. Stop by one of Max Kendall's locations: Axton, Danville, Roanoke, Lynchburg, Stokesdale, or Hillsborough, North Carolina. Call them toll-free at 888-434-2825 or visit them on the web at maxkendalllumber.com. It's a 4 absolute auction sale, Saturday, August the 9th, beginning at 10 a.m. It's 13 parcels, Justine Lane, selling in a group, zoned A1. At 12 noon, it's 2 parcels, Owen Street Extension, selling in a group, and zoned SR. Then at 1 p.m., 2 lots at Liberty and View Streets, selling in a group, zoned R9. And at 2 p.m., it's 1 lot on Lillian Street, and that's zoned as R6. Now, the terms and conditions: Justine Lane selling for estate of C. Mason, Owen Street Extension and Liberty Street selling for E. Dalton, Lillian Street selling for the estate of C. Mitchell. 10% earnest money deposit, balance within 30 days, 5% buyer's premium, selling as is, no guarantees and no warranties. Selling absolute, the sale goes to the highest bidder. And the announcements day of the auction supersede all written material. It's Evans Real Estate and Auction Company. Call us at 632-SOLD.
Problems at home? We'll take care of you, just pick up the phone. We make house calls. We do it all. No job too big, no job too small. We lay the pipe. We'll do it right. If you pay us overtime, we'll stay all night. We'll squeeze your udders. We'll churn the butter. We'll dust your cobwebs and clean the gutters. You need some work done for your mother? For the price of one, you get 2 brothers, except no other. We know you have needs. We'll do the deed, 100% quality guarantee. We have the tools to get in all those hard-to-reach places. We can be in and out so fast you won't remember our faces. But we won't stop until the job is done. Call 555-4321.
Now offering pest control from the Do-It-All Boys. Call 555-4321.
If your old man is a lazy slob, they got the right tools to do their job.
And would like to remind you, you need to write this down. The Invasion of the Killer Cicadas is going to be coming to the Reeves Theater on Saturday, August 9th at 7 p.m. in Uptown Martinsville. And if you're looking for tickets, you go out to my music store, Stafford's Music Center, out there on Memorial Boulevard. You can get tickets there. Also, you can get tickets at What's Your Sign, and of course you can get them at the door. But now don't be dawdling around, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up a day late and a dollar short. Because I'll tell you, I've been looking at clips of this movie, and the Smith Brothers movie that was out last year. Youngblood Evil Intentions was really good. People really enjoyed it, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised that they sell out. So you need to make plans. Pick up your tickets. Don't be left out. Tickets are available at Stafford's Music Center or What's Your Sign. So be sure to I tell you, you better do it while the doing's good, and you don't want to be like the do it all boys and don't get anything done. So it's important that you do. All right, now we're moving into the next segment here, and we have another guest on the show today, and that is Mr. Mark Rainey. Hey, it's good to have you on the show today, and let's get the right camera. There we go.
All right.
And so you are the man with the accent. You do an accent.
I ain't got no accent. I don't know what people are talking about.
Well, you know, what is that, South German?
I reckon. But back when Matt and Myron were filming Youngblood,
Right.
I came on just to, be an extra in the crowd scene and stuff, and they were doing clips of individuals, and Matt said, "You think you could ad-lib a few lines so we can get, a few personal reactions to the vampire plague in town?" And I said, "Sure." So, I just did the concerned Southern redneck character pretty well, and
just in other words, you just played yourself.
Very much, very much. Well, I didn't have to stretch. I didn't want to stretch to in my movie premiere. I didn't want to have to go too far.
That's not much of a stretch for me either. so you're in good company here.
Well, I'm a writer primarily, and that was actually my first attempt to appear on camera as any kind of character, and I've written horror for 20-some years, going on 30 years. I had quite a few novels published. I don't know, you might remember Dark Shadows, the old TV show.
Yeah, sure do.
I did a novel in the HarperCollins Dark Shadows series back in the 90s, and more recently the stars from the original show have gotten together and done these audio dramas that come out as downloads on CD. So I wrote the scripts to several of those.
Wow,
and,
a working writer. That's something I've never seen before.
Well, I've got a day job, but it's a lucrative sideline. I definitely enjoy doing it and, making some money at it. And years and years ago, I published a magazine called Death Realm that I did that for a decade, from the late 80s to the late 90s, and it won all kinds of nice awards. I got Best Editor awards and stuff. So it sort of gave me a foot in the door in the writing business. So, that's been my calling for years and years. And
now, are your books available on Barnes & Noble or Kindle or anything like that?
You can get just about all of them from Amazon.com. I've had quite a few in the bookstores, although most of the paper books that I've had published have gone out of print, and now everything's coming out as ebooks. So almost all of my books are very readily available as ebooks.
Well, a whole lot of people are really getting a resurgence in reading now because of the Kindle and the Nook. And so I guess it's a really cool thing. You got those books up there where people can see them, and then if they want to get a printed version, do you offer those too?
Well, it depends on the publisher, what format people can get them in. Initially, I was never very excited about ebooks. I've always been, traditional paper and ink book person. And
well, you need to get over that.
Well, I'm working hard at it. I don't know if I'll ever get completely over it. But when I get one of my books comes out in paper, and I get a big box from the publisher, and there's a few copies of the book, and I'm like, wow, I'm all excited. Now a book comes out as an ebook, and I'm like, well, that's nice. But I'm getting better.
All right. Now you are a real writer here, because everybody I know that writes, are self-published authors. They do the whole thing. Even myself, I've wrote a book that no one will read. I think I probably sold 75 books, and that was it. I had sold one a year.
The thing about self-publishing, that it's historically there's been great stigma against self-publishing, but in the last few years, the face of publishing has changed so much. That even a lot of established writers who 5 or 10 years ago would have thumbed their noses at self-publishing, well, that's what they're doing. Because, the big publishers are not meeting the needs the way they used to of readers. So, there's a lot fewer big publishers. Like I said, the whole face has changed. So a lot of writers are taking the initiative and producing a decent product themselves. The hardest part, I think, of the self-publishing, to be successful at self-publishing, is you have to be every bit as much a marketer as a writer.
That's really the thing. You write something, you go, all right, I want to do something with this, and you send it to a bunch of publishers, and they say, go away, boy, you bother me. And then say, I'm going to do this myself. And you get the thing on there, and you get your proofs back. I got a book. Yeah, there it is. It sits there and gathers dust.
That could be a topic in and of itself for quite a while. I go to a lot of conventions and sit on panels and that kind of thing. And that is always at the forefront of writers' panels. The whole changing face of publishing.
Okay, now speaking of books, we've got an ulterior motive to start talking about writing in general. Is that you were had a bit part in the Youngblood Evil Intentions, and then you've got a much larger part in Invasion of the Killer Cicadas, and Matt was telling me about this, and I'm really intrigued by this. You have decided to novelize the first movie that Matt and Myron did, the Youngblood Evil Intentions, and Matt was telling me that it's a really good read. You've really fleshed out the characters a whole lot more.
Well, I hope so. It was actually their idea, to have a book come out, and they approached me and said, would you be interested in doing a novelization of the movie? And I said, well, I thought about it, and I love the movie. I mean, it's a scream. And I thought, I could do something with that. I've done, like the Dark Shadows work I've done was set within an established property, but it was all new stories. I came up entirely with new stories. This is the first time I've actually done a novel it's entirely based on an existing property, but I felt like I could still offer something unique, because a movie tells however much of a story, but there's always gaps. It's as if movie captures slices. Of the action of a story.
Well, you got 90 minutes or 2 hours. That's it. And
exactly.
Anything longer than that, you're sort of shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. So in coming up with a novel, I ran stuff by them as far as developing characterizations and backstory, particularly backstory. And one of the things I felt that the story could stand to have highlighted was how these kids in the movie developed as vampires. In the movie, like you said, there's limited time, so they devoted most of that screen time to the actual action, to the event going on.
And if you don't
so I made a more character-centered novel out of it, and got inside the heads of a lot of the characters, even some of the relatively minor characters. I gave them a little bit more personality. something that people could chew on. So I really hope that people who've seen the movie will get something extra out of the book, and if they haven't seen the movie and read the book, then they're hopefully they'll go running to, so I've got to see this now.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll go hand in hand.
Well, I know that's, I've always thought about this. Stephen King's movies, you really can't make a movie out of a Stephen King novel. It has to be a miniseries, or it's really awful. The Needful Things comes to mind, and you were talking about, you're developing the characters. There was all kinds of really cool characters that were in Needful Things, the novel, that they left out, and they were my favorite characters of the whole story.
Sure.
And they just really settled on Pangborn and all of the people around him, and in the shop and so forth like that. But they left so much of it out because the time restraint. Well, with something like this, it's sort of a different turn to it, because this is a movie that's already been produced and has been seen by people. And usually what happens is people, you do the book and then it turns into a movie.
It's sort of unique, I guess, in that the book will be coming out well after the movie's out. But the nice thing with a movie like this is that you get it on DVD, you can have it forever, and you can always order more. And so if it's your, like I said, if it's your first introduction, if the book is your introduction to the movie, hopefully you're going to run out and grab the movie, and you're going to have two together. You'll have a really complete story.
Yeah.
Although I took some license here and there, and Matt and Myron had said, can you work with the ending some? Make the ending take a slightly different direction. So I really did, and they're about to read it, so I hope they like it.
Oh, cool. All right, now I'm going to put you on the spot here. Your prowess with a German accent is going to be demonstrated here. Can you read on the screen here and tell the folks when Invasion of the Killer Cicadas is going to be in the character that you play?
All right, then. The Invasion of the Killer Cicadas is coming Saturday, August the 9th at 7 p.m. at the Reeves Theater. And you'd better be there. You have your orders?
And where can you get tickets?
I can barely see because I'm old.
Okay.
At Stafford's Music on Memorial Boulevard in Martinsville. Or is that Martindale?
Well, more on that later.
And at What's Your Sign?
Okay, cool. All right, well, it's about time for us to take another break. We'll take this break and we'll be back with more after this. Very cool.
Have a car, a truck, a house, or a trailer you want to sell? Maybe you're looking for a fishing boat or a motorcycle. How about a home for that litter of puppies that the family dog just had? Or maybe you have a small business, you work out of your home, and nobody knows what you do. Well, the Martinsville Media Classifieds are for you. The program airs 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, live in the mornings on WHEE and WMVA radio stations and on TV 40. And it replays in the evenings on TV 40 for maximum exposure. And we'll advertise your items or your services for only $15 a week. That's $15 a week. It's simple. Just go to our website at martinsvillemedia.com and click on the forum, purchase your classified with a credit card online, or call us at 632-2152. Again, that's martinsvillemedia.com, click on forum, or call us at 632-2152. Don't waste time. Call today. Have you been denied Social Security disability? If you have, don't give up. At Gardner, Barrow & Sharp, we've helped hundreds of people get the disability benefits they deserve. Give us a call for a free evaluation of your claim. We're located at 231 East Church Street, the Fidelity Bank Building in Martinsville. And you can get a free brochure concerning your Social Security disability rights by calling us. Our telephone number is 638-2455. That's Gardner, Barrow & Sharp.
Hi, I'm Tommy Lasorda, and I love helping anybody who loves baseball. There's a terrific team of volunteers who are available to help small business owners get started and grow. They are the counselors of SCORE, and they can help you have a winning team. By the way, the price is right because the admission is free, so contact the folks at SCORE.
To contact a SCORE counselor, call 800-634-0245 or visit score.org.
Martinsville SCORE is located in the Chamber of Commerce building on Broad Street. Counseling is available each Thursday at 12 noon on a first-come, first-served basis. Phone 632-6401 for more information.
The best value in country club membership is Forest Park Country Club, located at the end of beautiful tree-lined Mulberry Road, and our special membership rate is just $100 a month. Forest Park Country Club is open to the public as well. This course will challenge every part of your golf game. Come join us at the park. 18 holes of play, $17 Monday through Thursday, $23 Friday through Sunday. A $15.50 Tuesday special for the ladies and a $15.50 Thursday special for seniors 60 and over. Walk-in subject to tee time availability. Call the Pro Shop for tee times. The telephone number at 276-632-1711. Forest Park Country Club is conveniently located at 1821 Mulberry Road in Martinsville. Give us a call if you have any questions, 632-1711. But more importantly, get out those golf clubs and come join us for a round at the park.
Homeowners, call now to find out just how low your mortgage rate can be. 4.99%, 3.99%, 2.99%? Simply call now just to find out how much you can save. Due to new programs, you may qualify even if you owe more than what your home is worth. Rates are constantly changing. Call now to see if you can lock in today's low rate for today's lowest mortgage refinance rate. Call now.
My daughter's in the backyard. We can't get nothing done with all these cicadas flying around. Get in there and exterminate them before they kill us all!
This way, dummy. We gotta go get the spray. Stupid cicada!
Take that, cicada scum.
It's hot. Be careful.
Sheriff, what is the police department doing about the killer cicadas?
No comment. We want answers.
This is ridiculous!
Where's the town? No one kill those cicadas!
Do I have to do everything around here? I'm gonna save this town. It's your fault!
Easy, buddy. Get that mad scientist! 12 gauge explosive shell. So we have 3 bombs in it.
here.
I hate those things.
Me too.
This is too dangerous.
Sayonara, cicada.
Hey, everyone stand back. Don't want anyone getting hurt.
Take that! I can be a real buzzkill.
And you need to see this movie. I'll tell you the truth. I'm looking at that, and it's a stream. And I've seen several clips from it, and you guys are going to walk out of that theater, and your sides are going to be aching from laughing. This is just a funny movie. It really is, and it's. I think you're really going to get a big kick out of it. I know the clips I've seen have got me chuckling. And if you want to see this movie, you don't have to drive to Roanoke to go see it. You don't have to drive to Greensboro to go see it. You don't even have to go to Danville. Only thing you got to do is go to the Reeves Theater. Now, everybody knows where the Reeves Theater, and they're going to be showing this locally produced movie, The Invasion of the Killer Cicadas, Saturday, August 9th at 7 p.m. at the Reeves Theater in beautiful uptown Martinsville. Now, I'm telling you, these guys were really successful with their other movie, the Youngblood Evil Intentions, and so you best, if you're smart, be getting your tickets, because I have a feeling these guys are going to sell out on this, because there's a lot of buzz going on about it already. And if you want to get tickets, you need to get out there and get them. And here's where you go. You go to Stafford's Music Center over there on Memorial Boulevard in Martinsville. You can give them a call, 276-656-1555, or you can go to uptown Martinsville to What's Your Sign? That's over there across from the big parking lot over there where the big chair used to be. So definitely, Invasion of the Killer Cicadas, you need to make plans to be there on August 9th at 7 p.m. That is a week from this coming Saturday, or if you're watching this the week of, it is this Saturday. August 9th is when it's going to be, at 7 p.m. And we have got Matt and Myron back on the show here, and fellas, we really have had a good time here so far. I really enjoyed looking at the clips and talking about the movie. And so, do you have any kind of final thoughts you'd like to share with the folks about the movie, or about making movies in general?
Well, we appreciate you having us on, first of all. Definitely, we enjoyed it as well. Now we're being put on the spot. What do we want to say?
Basically, we just want to make sure everybody comes out. I mean, last time we had 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is one night only. The Reeves is booked for the other nights.
Yeah.
We did sell out before, on the Friday night, our opening night last time we sold out, and then did really well the other 2 nights. So there is good reason to believe it could. I don't want to discourage anybody from coming out and trying if they can't make it out to get tickets beforehand, but they're doing pretty good. So. You are
going to be selling tickets at the door?
Yeah, as long as
as long as there's a seat. Okay, well, that's really cool. I want to ask you guys, what's coming next? Do you have an idea for another flick coming up?
You never know. You never know with us. We've got a couple ideas floating around. We had a few ideas when Killer Cicadas came out, but sometimes you just never know what opportunity is going to grab you, like 17-year cicadas, and so there's really no telling what we may do next.
Well, one thing I don't think people realize is just how much work it is, something like that. How many hours do you think was involved in this movie, putting it together?
As far as hours, it'd be hard to say. We took a little longer to put it together. It took us about 9 months for our first movie, about a year for this one. There's all the promoting of the first movie still in there. So we're kind of...
Yeah, we're constantly juggling between promoting our previous film and working on the new one.
Yeah.
You know, because trying to promote your film takes up a good portion of your creative time.
Yeah.
So, you know, it may not have been a year straight, but a year with working on the film and then also promoting Youngblood. But I'm sure it's been a good amount of material. It would be kind of impossible to say, because I know even with, you know, Youngblood, Evil Intentions, when we were done with that, I think just for the heck of it, I decided to look at how much film time we actually had. Now, you have to keep in mind, sometimes you film a shot, you might spend an hour just for, you know, 30 seconds of footage or less, you know. So it ended up being over 39 hours of footage. Just and when we did our behind-the-scenes documentary, I sat there and combed through all of that. So really no telling. And then we're still not done with Killer Cicadas, because once it comes to the theater, we then have to work at putting it on DVD, and that's another task in itself. So, yeah, it would probably be impossible to measure, and if we could, it might be kind of depressing. I'd hate to think how many hours we put into editing the film.
Well, something like this is a labor of love. It's not something that you are doing so much for the money. It's just that you're doing for the art of it. And you know, there's another thing to really be thinking about too. You know, people really love your movies. I mean, people come and they have a good time and they walk out the door and and they're sort of chuckling, and it's you know, if you'd make somebody's life you know, a little happier by something you've made, you know, that in itself is makes the whole thing worthwhile.
Yeah, we had people the last time telling us that's the most fun they've had in years, or I hadn't been to the theater in years. It brought a lot of people back out to the theater. I forgot how much fun going to see a movie is.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a real enthusiastic crowd there, and you know.
Well, yeah, and then too, you know, you guys are doing it yourself with fairly modest equipment, and you know, that's the thing. You know, I think, you know, my personal opinion is the more campy you make something like that, the more fun it is. Like, you know, for instance, Plan 9 from Outer Space or something like that. You know, I think that's really good. But you guys, you know, got a nice quality product. And now, you know, most people have got this idea that if they don't understand how movies are put together. They think that you start at the beginning of it and it's like doing a stage play. But when you're talking about shooting scenes, you've got one camera and you may shoot the same scene a bunch of different times. Now, why do you do that?
Well, I mean, lots of reasons. For one, sometimes you may not get it correct on the first take. And obviously, if you need multiple angles, you know, you would want to do that.
Now, most people think like TV, it's like you got a whole bunch of cameras and shooting all different angles. No, you do the same shot again. One's a close-up, and one's a far away, one's a reaction shot to the person's talking to it. It's like putting together a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle making a movie.
Yeah, it definitely can be. And it's good to have something to showcase all these great efforts. And that's one great thing about film is that, you know, you have music, you have the art, the visual art from, you know, creating sets and props. And,
it's a multimedia art form.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that makes it particularly enjoyable, because we have backgrounds in several of these things with music and creating plots, you know, whether it be for film or for books. But you know, it's good to be able to put all of these, you know, various talents together in one film.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good thing.
Well, fellas, it's been a really quick 90 minutes. Do you have something you'd like to say to the folks in closing?
I'd hope to see you there on the 9th, and I really hope you enjoy it. I'm sure you will if you come out. And I mean, we're about to make a movie, so that's our passion, and we hope people love it.
One more time, I'd like to tell the folks that the invasion of the Killer Cicadas is going to be this Saturday, Saturday, August the 9th. At 7 p.m. That's Saturday, August the 9th at 7 p.m. at the Reeves Theater in Uptown Martinsville. And you can get your tickets at Stafford's Music Center. And What's Your Sign? And tell us about that online thing again.
You can go to youngbloodmovie.com and just kind of thumb around a little bit. There's a thing that says order here at the top. It'll take you to our entire catalog, or there's a little spot in the green that says Invasion of Killer Cicadas. You can click there and just get tickets and other Killer Cicada related products.
Okay, and fellas, as always, it was a real slice. Thank you for coming in, and I really